Welcome to Living Your Path. I am Cecile Ferry, a coach and astrologer. I'm here to guide you on how to live and work in alignment with your true self so you can find fulfillment and serenity. Hello, my beautiful people, and welcome to your Cosmic Catch-Up for week commencing the 23rd of February. How are you doing? How was last week for you guys? It was intense, wasn't it? We had this eclipse in Aquarius, and by no means is that over, even though we wish. I think a lot of us have experienced disrupted sleep, completely crazy dreams, mental busyness, racing thoughts, and that is probably easing by now. But the effects of the eclipse are absolutely still upon us and will unfold still globally and for ourselves over the next few weeks still. And just a heads up, we have another eclipse, not this week, early next week. So we are well and truly within the eclipse portal. The energy is going to remain pretty strong. And this isn't just disappearing, done, we move on. Not at all. So I just want you to hold that because there are two things happening this week. There is the eclipse energy that's still around us and more to come. And that brings a lot of changes. And my bet is there have been some changes in your life last week. I've heard from people, from my friends, like things have been happening because of the eclipse and because of the Saturn-Neptune conjunction. I had really such a profound knowing myself on that day on Friday in terms of where I was heading and what I was building. Like I've really felt it. So a lot is happening and you can see it in the news as well. And that will continue to unfold. And now, on top of that, we have moved into Pisces season. So the sun moved there middle of last week. I didn't want to cover it because there was already so much going on. And I really felt the energy was going to be more electric and more Aquarius style. But now I have found the shift and I want to talk to you about Pisces energy. So happy birthday to all my Pisces listeners. If you're Virgo as well, you're probably really feeling this shift. So we are in Pisces season until late March. And I just really want to give you guys a very clear direction to take this opportunity to slow the hell down, to rest up, and to be soft. And I know it's hard when you have eclipse energy happening at the same time. We are at the beginning really of the year. We feel the momentum surging, right? The fire horse has started. But we still have a couple of weeks to be still like water. And trust me, it's going to be all there comes the end of March. So Pisces season is the last season of the zodiac. It's the completion of the cycle. In a way, we're still going to be a little shedding here. We're just closing things in order to make room for all the new. I know the new is already forming, but take the next couple of weeks still to be slow, to let yourself go a little bit with the flow. I think that's really the word. This is yin energy. This is not yang. And I'm seeing people going yang, yang, yang everywhere and launching offers and sending you lots of emails and getting new jobs. Like, whoa, I'm not saying do nothing, but the energy right now, and there are a lot of planets in Pisces, there's the Sun, there's Mercury, Venus, and the North Node, are inviting us to soften, to slow down, and to let go and trust. This is the energy of dissolving into the universe. I personally love that energy, and I've been really letting myself be carried by that. This is a great time for creative inspiration, for vision, for, dreaming up your future. Great time for spiritual connection, for compassion and kindness, and for your intuition. So can hear all those themes, right? This is a water season. This is about floating with the emotions. This isn't about going gangbusters, launching lots of actions. It could also be a time of escapism. So watch that you don't dissolve to the point that you are being extremely lazy. But if you do feel like being a little dreamy and doing less, that's perfectly normal and you're doing it just right. I certainly have been sitting more on the couch on the weekend watching more series that I would normally do. So that's okay, but just don't tip into avoidance, where you know exactly what you're supposed to do and you procrastinate really badly. That is another type of energy. So my tips during this season is to rest a lot. Rest, go to bed early, sleep, really stock up because you're going to need it all when you're going to go full power mode comes Aries season. Also, take this time if you're quite artistic or you've got some musical projects or you're into writing or journaling. Perfect energy for that. Try to go near water, whether you can go swimming in the ocean or whether you take long showers, you go to some mineral springs. Like, really, water is perfect for you right now. Pay attention to your dreams. Meditate, trust your gut because of that really strong intuition that you have. It's like right now, the veil is very thin between your world and the world out there. So if you just slow down enough and tuned in, you will get the hints a lot more now than you would at other times of the year. And send compassion to yourself. I think this is a beautiful time to do that. I will say the watch out are boundaries, especially if you're quite a sensitive person already or you've got Pisces placement. Like, this is a time where you might absorb even more other people's emotions. So be very careful and don't be too porous with that. Protect your energy and your well-being. This could be a time of confusion because things are going to be a little bit up in the air. There could be anxiety where there is uncertainty, we're not all comfortable with letting go. Or we may be too much lost in fantasy. Or playing the victim is very much a Piscean theme as well. Feeling like, oh, poor me, I'm just swimming in there and nothing's really happening. No. Try to stay in the positive vibration of compassion and kindness and creativity and intuition. Okay, so that's Pisces season. Now, there will be even more of that feeling from Thursday the 26th as we enter a Mercury retrograde for 3 weeks until 20th of March. Mercury will be in Pisces the whole time. That means all of that next level. We really are asked to turn inward from that time, to slow down even more, and to deepen our connection to our intuition. So this is a time for really introspection and rethinking your feelings, rethinking your boundaries. And you might be feeling extra dreamy, literally, which might be challenging, right? If you've got jobs and things to do. But this is a great time to revisit any creative projects that have been sitting on the shelf, or like maybe a book you've been trying to write and it's just been sitting there. Pick it up again. Same with a spiritual practice maybe that you had started before, let go of. This is a time to come back. Pick it up again. It could also be a great time to just reread your favorite books, rewatch your favorite movies, re-listen to all the songs you used to love. Like, that nostalgia is really, really good for you. I will say just be mindful during a retrograde, and especially a Pisces one where you don't see very clearly. Don't buy anything significant because you may not have your full clarity of mind, or you could be easily swayed by other people. So, and it's never a great time to make major commitments in life. So try to see if you can delay that and focus on softening and really seeing what's coming through your mind, being with that and clearing that so that you can make space comes the end of March. 2 more details I want to add for this week. On Friday, Just wanted to tell you, in case you feel it, there is a square aspect between Mars and Uranus. So that's pretty strong because Mars is full power and Uranus is sudden shift, right? So when those two are in a 90-degree aspect, this really means a lot of internal pressure. So you may feel that, like something may suddenly come to you on Friday and you'll be like, oh, I really need to free myself from that, or I really need to move, I really need to do something. So watch being impulsive and watch those sudden really impulse to change something or to decide. So I'm not saying don't do it, but watch the reaction and don't act from a place of reactivity. Just really think through it, let that energy move through you. And there's likely to be like a liberating insight that will come, but they will require action from you. So try to navigate that tension on Friday. And on Saturday, we have Mercury meeting Venus in Pisces. But Mercury being retrograde, that means it's going to be more inward focused. So this is a time where you might feel sentimental, where you might remember some old past relationships that are coming up for healing, for forgiveness, for release. You may feel a little vulnerable, a little tender on that day. So really look after yourself, because this is a beautiful gift of energy for you to integrate your mind and your heart. So a really interesting week, right? Lots of Pisces energy, within still the eclipse doing its thing and another one coming at us. So not easy time. So really up the self-care. Take it as slow as you can. Try to decommit yourself in your calendar and don't get too frustrated if plans just take longer, a little bit too soft for your liking. Like if you're someone who is like very fire, like very yang, you know, if you're like Aries or Sagittarius, you might get really impatient with that energy. So just try to pace yourself and immerse yourself with, like, as I say, creative avenues in order to soak up this energy. Your time will come, and trust me, it will come, and it will be very loud and strong and powerful. But right now, it's about this internal peace. So I wish you all a beautiful week in Pisces energy. Take care, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye, everyone.